It's kind of like a CV. You hand in your CV to your tutor, and they get everyone, look at all the placements available and see who fits what best and what you need to learn and what would be best for your developmental needs. And then you just get given, usually it's one in voluntary and one in statutory. It's just making sure you have different experiences. So I was very lucky because I love the placements I got. I got exactly the 2 placements I want, but even people who've got something they completely didn't want were really happy in terms of it either cemented in their minds, this isn't what I want to do, I don't want to work in mental health, or it gave them access to something they never thought they'd like and have actually gone into. So it's a good system. Yes, my first placement was at Pitsmoor Youth Housing Trust, which is in a very deprived area of Sheffield. There's a lot of poverty and it's really renowned for its gangs and its violence, unfairly so, but if you say Pitsmoor, people have a reaction to it. So I was working with homeless young people from 16 to 24 and putting them in housing and teaching them independent living skills. I was really nervous. It was what I wanted because I'd worked a lot with Pitsmoor Youth Housing Trust in my experience in the youth offending service. But I was nervous because of the reputation, and my placement supervisor was really good at toughening me up and going, it is a reputation and these are the positive aspects and you've got to go in as if it was Fulwood basically. And it was a really good experience for me because I can deal with some of the most difficult, dangerous young people in the city now and feel confident about it because you've got to get to know them before you make a judgment. Youth Justice Service, working with the intensive young people, having a caseload and working in the statutory sector, which I thought I'd like more than voluntary, but I found the bureaucracy quite difficult. Most people love the statutory sector because you do have to have a lot of power, but I don't feel it wasn't for me at the moment. I think it will be, but at the moment I do like the voluntary sector, and that was a good learning experience for me because I don't think I would have ever worked in voluntary if I hadn't done my first placement. So now in my job I've got the perfect balance between the 2 placements where I'm working with young offenders but in a voluntary sector. It's a difficult question because the teaching here I genuinely do think is excellent, but the teaching can only take you so far in social work. It has to be a combination of the teaching and the placement because you can know theories inside out and be the best academically, but until you've put them in practice and realise actually it's not that simple and it doesn't always work like that, you don't have a grasp of the reality of social work. So the teaching was a perfect balance in terms of having the academic supervisor and a practice supervisor, because without the 2 of them together, social work wouldn't really make sense.